There is absolutely no way to tell that this is my favourite place to be. Good country, good weather, cool vehicles. Yeah, boy. Alrighty, we're having a bit of a look inside Ron's newly finished Australian M3 Lee. A lot of the very hard to get components are actually fitted. Quite impressive, really. Gun control switches. Obviously it's deactivated because of our wonderful Australian laws. It's got the fan on the pistol port. All the radio gear is in. Wiring diagrams. The water containers. Machine gun rack. Needs to get a replica Tommy gun and some clips, I reckon. I don't know if I'd want to be in this position if it was war conditions, although you do get a pretty nifty escape hatch if you're in deep doo-doo. There's a few mod cons, modern gauges, camera and the tube system so you can actually be in the turret and speak to the driver. It does work, we tested it, quite handy. Of course I'm now sitting in the 75 gunners position. Pretty cool. Nice. But you always have to put it back if you want to actually have a fighting chance of getting out. I like all the details, all the little tags are there. All of them. Tag, tag. This one's my favourite. Very rare to see that fitted. I mean, barrel cleaning brushes and look how much stuff's inside it. One little interesting tidbit for those playing at home is the Lees and Grants. One of the differences is the 37mm ammo rack that's in that position on a Lee actually hangs from the roof, and on the Grant it's mounted to the side of the sponson. Radio rack with a radio. How good is it when they're all complete and everything's in them? I'm thinking the guys were a bit skinnier back then. Of course I have to press everything, don't I? It's pretty damn impressive. Hard not be impressed.
Of course, restoring tanks as a full-time job isn't enough for Graham. He has to do it on his time off as well. You wouldn't know it from the footage, but Ron Fry is actually a hopeless Aussie tank restoration junkie and started a brand new Grant restoration project while Graham was down there. Sure looks like fun. First thing to do is to drag it around a bit to loosen up the suspension and wheels. Then the boys cut off some of the farmer modifications that were added post-war.
I can't understand these farmers. If I made that, I'd round the corners and make it look neat. How come they don't do that?
With all these bits and pieces removed, now it's time to flip it on the side and clean it all up. To get rid of all the dirt and dust and rust, the boys are using a sandblaster, something that would be really handy for us, but not really possible up at the museum.
Sandblaster decided it wanted to stop working, but it was fun. Unfortunately, I got to go back to work this week coming, so until next time, see you around, chaps.
Yeah, as usual, Graham breaks everything, just like a kid with toys. This is as far as he got before he broke the air compressor. It stopped, don't know what's wrong with it. He also broke his tank while he was there, roaring around. Broke that 671 engine over there he was trying to start, won't start, so I'll blame that on him. Oh yeah, and he broke my lead too. When he got in it to try and start it, the starter won't disengage, so now I can't start that up and put it back in the shed. So yeah, good on you, Graham. Thanks a lot, mate.